Welcome to my YouTube channel, Surowicz Watercolor. This video is one in a series of videos I'm doing of Christmas cards for 2020. I hope you enjoy this, and if you do enjoy my channel, be sure to subscribe by clicking on the icon in the lower right hand corner if you haven't already. And if you do like this video, be sure to like it and share it with others. This snowy farm scene is my 2020 Christmas card number 3. You can find the link for the template for this in the description of the video. Hi everybody, this is Rick. I'm back in my studio and I'm working on my third Christmas card in a series that I'm doing for 2020, the upcoming 2020 Christmas. I'm posting these videos on my YouTube channel. And this one is going to be a snowy scene, as I have some of the others. And so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to splatter some liquid masking fluid over this card. I've put my brush in some soapy water. This is a toothbrush, and I'm just dipping it in a jar. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pull back the bristles and let that splatter the masking fluid. I'm also going to tap it on my hand. This creates a larger pattern of splatter. I'm going to do this a few times so I feel I have enough coverage. And a little bit more. And that'll about do it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this air dry and then I'll begin to paint. One more thing before I let this dry. I have some Christmas ornaments on these trees and I want to preserve those. So I'm going to come back in with a squeeze bottle and I'm just going to protect a few areas there, small round shapes, that I can come back later and drop in a bright color. And now this is ready to air dry. Hi everybody, I'm back in my studio and I have here before me the third Christmas card in a series of 2020 Christmas cards which I'm doing. And this one is my card that has just a little farm scene here with a couple trees with some lights, a little rural building and silo of some sort, and a distant tree line back here that's a fairly tall tree line for the distance, and just some rolling areas of land here that are going to be snow covered. And I've taped this around with a border, and this is masking fluid splattered on it, and it's dried. So now I'm ready to paint, and I'm just going to start with, I think I'm going to start with some royal blue here. If I can get that coming out. So I have my royal blue. Then I'm going to take some quinacridone and burnt orange. And I'm going to just gray this down. I'm going to thin it out. I'm going to gray it down just to kind of make a bit of a wintry sky. Alright, that's not too bad there. So now I'm going to bring that wash down. I'm working at an angle. This is a prefabricated cardstock that's designed to be made into greeting cards. It's 140-pound cold pressed paper. So I'm bringing this wash down to the edge around this building, and I'm going to bring it down to the base of this tree line. And it's kind of a grayed, kind of a blue-gray, light blue-gray that I have here. Alright. Pick up some of the extra moisture. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in, while this is still wet, some kind of earthy tones to suggest these distant trees. So I'm going to take some more of this quinacridone and burnt orange to give me a very warm, earthy tone. And I'm going to add a little bit to the blue. That will give me a cooler color. So let's start with this one. Let's see. So this is my tree line. I'm working wet and wet. Take a little bit of the cool mixture and add in there. We get a little stronger mixture going. Here we are. It's probably a little strong. Let's add a little, that's a little too much of a blue. Add some quinacridone burnt orange to that. I want to suggest a little more shape going on. So I'm going to get a little darker value and position some of the warm against the cool. I will use some of these warmer tones. Alright, probably fussed around with that a little, just enough. Let me do a little bit more. I want to make it look more like treetops here. Alright, so I'm going to leave that as it is. Pick up a little of this extra moisture. And now let me dry this. Alright, so that's dry. You saw me blot this a little bit with a tissue and come back with a brush. I just wanted to create a little bit more of a texture in there. Now, let me clean my palette. So I'm going to take a little cobalt blue, a little rose madder, and I'm going to just help define the role of the land here, using some values to help define these little rolling hills that we have. A little bit. Now I've got this big field here, but I'm going to take a light wash put it here. Put a little of that red up there. Probably keep it more of a violet though. Cobalt blue. Get this a little darker from in the foreground. I'm just going to work my way up. Take some more of the blue and add a little of that in. And now I want to dry that because I don't want I'm going to paint these trees and I don't want that to run into what I have there. Now I'm going to paint like the shadowed side of the barn. Help define this a little bit. Get a little darker. And then shadow here. Go a little darker. A little darker here. I'll soften that up a little. Now we dry this again, and then I'll paint the trees. Alright, now I'll take some sap green, a little pyro red, and I'll paint these Christmas tree shapes that I have here. Taller, one a little taller than the other. Some little trees. I've got one over here. There we have those. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a rigger brush here. This is a #1 rigger brush. And I'm going to create some tree trunks back here just to make it feel a little bit more like there's some structure to this. Nothing to do a lot, just a little here and there, some branches. Gonna have a few behind this structure. A few over here. And then I'm gonna maybe I can get enough paint on there to create a little bit of texture and pattern in that. There we go. Now I'm going to dry it. I think I'm gonna still go with just a little darker value on the slopes, or in between these rolling hills, to define that more in the middle ground. I'm gonna go a little darker here. I'm gonna go a little darker under here, on this side. Touch there, get an edge a little bit here over top of this, and a little there. Maybe just the start of something here. So now I'll dry that, and then I'll take off the masking fluid. Alright, let me take my pickup eraser. So that gives us our snowy day. And now these shapes that I've saved on the trees, I'm going to take some quinacridone coral. And I'm just going to paint those as little red Christmas ornaments. Let me dry that. A little bit more here of the red. Alright, now let me take my tape off. And there we have our little snowy farm scene for a Christmas card. And because we're using this prefabricated card stock here, it's already has the crease here, and I can just put that in the envelope. So you can put a message inside if you want. You could print, if you're good with lettering, you can print Merry Christmas or something on there. But that is my third Christmas card in a series of Christmas cards for 2020. So hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching.